The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. A prisoner swap between the United States and Iran pushes through after months of negotiations. 5 American citizens departed Iran and arrived in Doha as part of the prisoner exchange with 5 Iranians held in the U.S. This, along with a cool $6 billion transfer in Iranian funds, paved the way for a rare deal between 2 longtime adversaries. A plane sent by mediator Qatar flew the Americans and 2 of their relatives out of Tehran. According to U.S. officials, 3 Iranians chose not to return to their country. Speaking to the press, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said he spoke to the freed prisoners in what he described as an emotional conversation. For now, though, the effects of this landmark deal on Tehran and Washington's strained relations remain unclear.
Freedom of these Americans, for so long unjustly imprisoned and detained in Iran, means that husbands and wives, fathers and children, grandparents can hug each other again, can see each other again, can be with each other again. So it's a day that I'm grateful for.
Canada suspects that India ordered the assassination of a Sikh separatist leader in British Columbia in June. They also revealed the expulsion of a senior Indian intelligence official. The announcement marks a significant worsening of bilateral ties between New Delhi and Ottawa. India is already expressing discontent with Canada's perceived lack of action against Sikh protesters advocating for an independent homeland. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau strongly condemned any involvement of a foreign government in the killing of a Canadian citizen. He called it an unacceptable violation of Canada's sovereignty. The victim, Hardeep Singh Nijjar, was fatally shot outside a Sikh temple in Surrey, British Columbia on June 18. He had been an advocate for an independent Khalistani state and had been labeled a terrorist by India in 2020. The U.S. military continues its search for an F-35 fighter jet after a mishap near an airbase in South Carolina. The military said the pilot had ejected safely as it sought the public's help to locate the jet. The aircraft's manufacturer said the jet is nearly impossible to track with radar and is packed with advanced sensors and other gear. While it has been touted as an advantage, the feature poses a challenge in the search. Based on the jet's last known position, the base said search efforts were focused north of the base. This suggests that the plane may have crashed in water, which would make it far more difficult to locate. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. At least 24 people were killed in a passenger bus accident in Peru on Monday. The company operating the vehicle provided the number of fatalities, but did not give further details. Peru's Transportation Supervisory Agency said the bus was traveling to the city of Huancayo. Early investigation showed that the bus appeared to have an up-to-date safety inspection and accident insurance. In January this year, 24 people also died when a bus plunged off a cliff in the country's north. Over in flood-hit Libya, 5 Greek rescue workers were killed in a road accident on Sunday. A video from the scene showed a charred bus next to scattered debris surrounded by onlookers. The bus carrying the rescue workers collided with another vehicle on the road between the cities of Benghazi and Derna. The Greek Defense Ministry confirmed the accident and announced 3 days of mourning in the Greek armed forces. Libyans staged a protest to demand accountability from the government a week after flood swept the city of Derna. Protesters said authorities did nothing to prevent the calamity, despite advance warnings of the city's vulnerability to flooding. Dams above the city burst in a storm that sent a huge torrent down a riverbed running through the center of the city. Thousands are feared dead, while thousands more are reportedly missing. Officials using different methodologies have given widely varying figures of the casualties so far.
First of all, we pray that all the martyrs will rest in peace, and I hope this is the end of our catastrophes. We just ask that if there will be any rebuilding efforts, that no Libyan company will be ever involved. This is because everyone in Derna, from the head of the municipality to all of the officials, are corrupt. Derna should either be left as it is, or a foreign company should be involved. The souls of the martyrs will not be in vain.
And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.